Now listen, you ever been sitting by your phone staring at it like it owes you money? You know what I'm talking about. You sent that text 3 hours ago. Hey, and now it's midnight, and that little gray bubble ain't bubbled once. You start wondering, did he lose his phone? Did he lose his eyesight? Did he lose his mind? Let me help you out, because I'm about to tell you how to make him call and text you I am in Datal after this. And no, it ain't voodoo. It ain't a trick. It's about value. Now listen to me. You ever been sitting by your phone just staring at it like it owes you rent money? You done sent that little text, hey, 3 hours ago, and now it's midnight, and the only thing you got is silence, no bubbles, no response, not even a ghost emoji. You start making up stories in your head. Maybe he lost his phone. Maybe he got hit by a train. Maybe he just forgot how to text. Let me stop you right there. The truth ain't complicated. He saw it. He just ain't pressed to respond. But here's the part that's going to change everything. You want him to call you. You want that man to text you immediately. You want that phone lighting up so much it feels like New Year's Eve. Then listen, it starts with you. It starts with your value, your peace, and your patience. See, people treat you how you treat you. When you move like you're the prize, they'll chase like you're the prize. But when you move like you're begging for attention, they'll hand you discounts like a clearance rack. I tell people all the time, stop being too available. Every time that phone rings, you don't got to pick it up. Every time that text comes through, you don't got to reply in 5 seconds. You're not on salary for customer service. The mystery is what makes people curious. You give everything up front, there's nothing left to discover. Make them earn that energy. Make them respect that access. Because if you give it away too easily, they start thinking it's cheap. And you are not cheap. You're rare. You're limited edition. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is absolutely nothing. Silence, that's your new strategy. Let your silence speak for you. You'd be amazed how people start reaching out when you stop reaching out. Suddenly they remember your number. Suddenly they've been meaning to call. Suddenly they talking about, hey, stranger. No, don't, hey, stranger, me. You knew where I was when I was sending paragraphs. You just didn't appreciate it till the silence hit you. And here's another truth. Stop sitting around waiting for somebody to validate you when you could be working on your glow up. Don't waste your best years checking if they watched your story. Post your wins, take care of your skin, chase your bag, pray for peace. When you start working on you, that light inside starts shining so bright that folks who left you in the dark gotta squint just to look your way. They'll call, they'll text, they'll wonder. Because nothing's more attractive than a person who's busy being happy. Let me tell you something about standards. When you got them, people either rise to meet them or fall out the picture. And either outcome is a blessing. Stop lowering your bar to fit somebody else's comfort zone. If they can't meet you at your level, let them stay where they are. You don't owe nobody a downgrade just to be loved halfway. The right one won't be scared of your standards. They'll respect them. They'll adjust. They'll call. They'll show up. Because real ones recognize value without being reminded. So don't chase. Don't beg. Don't wait around hoping they notice you. You live, you shine, you stand firm on who you are. Because the moment you stop trying to get their attention, that's the exact moment you'll get it. When you start protecting your peace, when you move with confidence, when you act like you already got everything you need, that's when they start calling and texting like they just remembered what they lost. Because see, when you finally learn your worth, you don't gotta ask for attention anymore. You attract it effortlessly. Now let me tell you something, and I need you to really hear me on this. You cannot, I repeat, cannot be too available. Some of y'all out here giving people VIP access to a life they ain't even bought a ticket for. Every time that phone buzzes, You jump like it's the Lord calling. Every text, every DM, you reply so fast they probably think you sitting there in a customer service uniform. You got, how can I help you? Energy when what you need is, you're lucky I answered. Energy. See, availability is powerful when it's controlled, but when you hand it out too freely, people stop respecting it. It's just like anything else. If it's always there, people assume it'll always be there. They don't value it. You ever notice how folks treat the free stuff? They lose it, break it, forget it because it didn't cost them nothing. But when they gotta earn it, when they gotta work for it, when they gotta wait for it, oh, they take care of that, they respect that. That's how your time and attention should be. Somebody call you at midnight, text you after ghosting for 3 days, and you still reply like you was waiting on them. That ain't confidence, that's convenience. And baby, you are not a convenience store. You are not open 24 hours for whoever feel like showing up. You got to make yourself scarce enough to be valued. I'm not saying play games. I'm saying respect yourself enough to have boundaries. Because boundaries don't push people away. They separate the serious from the silly. And let me tell you what happens when you stop being so available. People start wondering, they start thinking, why she ain't reply yet? What's he doing? That's got him too busy to text back. See, now you flipped the script. Now you got the power because people value what they got to wait for. That's human nature. When you stop rushing to prove your worth, you make them earn it. And that's when the respect shows up. I remember a young lady once told me, I don't want to play hard to get. I said, baby, it's not about playing hard to get. It's about being worth the effort. There's a difference. You ain't got to be mean. You ain't got to ignore people. Just live your life in such a way that your time is already filled with purpose, not people. Be busy with your goals, your peace, your joy. That way, when somebody calls, it's not because you were waiting. It's because you made room for them. Here's what people misunderstand. When you're always there, you remove the excitement. It's like your favorite song. If you play it nonstop every day, you get tired of it. You start skipping it. But when you don't hear it for a while, and it comes on the radio out of nowhere, you light up. Oh, that's my song. That's what availability is like. Too much of it, and people stop hearing your melody. You got to step back sometimes so they can miss the sound of you. Now don't get it twisted. The right one won't disappear because you took your time. The right one will appreciate it. They'll call earlier, plan ahead, respect your schedule. But the wrong ones, they'll fade out, and that's a blessing in disguise. Because people who only show up when it's convenient don't deserve a permanent seat in your life. So the next time somebody calls you at the last minute or texts you after days of silence, take a breath before you respond. Ask yourself, does this fit my peace right now? If it doesn't, keep it moving, because you are not a backup plan. You're not a second option. You are the main event. And the main event don't open the doors until the show's ready. So stop answering every call. Stop responding to every, hey stranger, stop rearranging your life just to prove you care. You got nothing to prove. When you start protecting your time like it's gold, people will treat it like it's gold. Because the truth is, you teach people how to handle you. And when you stop being too available, that's when they finally start showing up right. All right, now, let's talk about this thing right here, silence. Sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. See, most people think communication means you got to keep talking. They think if they just say it one more time, send one more text, make one more call, somehow that person's going to understand them better. But let me tell you something. Sometimes your words ain't what they need to hear. Sometimes your absence is what teaches the lesson. I done lived long enough to know this. When somebody starts taking your energy for granted, when they start treating your time like it's disposable, the best response ain't a paragraph, It's peace. Stop explaining what they already know. They heard you the first 10 times. They just didn't respect it. That's why silence is powerful. Silence don't beg. Silence don't chase. Silence says, you felt me when I was speaking, but you gonna miss me when I'm quiet. Now I know it's hard, because we all got that little voice in our head that says, if I just reach out one more time, maybe they'll get it. But nah, baby, they got it. They just didn't want it. So why keep handing your piece to somebody who don't know what to do with it? Sometimes you gotta let that phone ring. You gotta leave that message unread, not out of pettiness, out of power. There's a difference. Pettiness says, I wanna hurt you. Power says, I'm protecting my peace. Let me tell you what silence really does. It creates curiosity. When you stop talking, people start wondering, what happened? Did I mess up? Why are they so quiet? Now they're replaying every conversation in their head, trying to figure out where they lost you. And the funny part, they always remember your worth after the silence. You ever notice that? You stop chasing, you stop explaining, and suddenly, that same person who couldn't find time to text you back is now in your DMs like a stranger. Ain't that something? You see, silence is like a mirror. It forces people to see themselves. It makes them confront what they did or didn't do. When you keep talking, you give them an excuse. When you go quiet, you give them reflection. And that's when they start realizing, man, I had somebody solid and I played around. That's when the calls come, the apologies, the I miss you messages. But by then, you done learned to enjoy your peace. And baby, that's growth. Now don't get me wrong, silence ain't easy. Especially when you're used to giving, loving, and explaining. You gotta fight that urge to reach out. You gotta talk yourself through it. You'll be sitting there like, let me just check in. Nope. Don't do it. Silence is your strategy now. Because silence don't mean you stop caring. It means you started healing. It means you finally realize your energy ain't for everyone. I remember someone once told me, if you're always the one reaching out, you'll never know who would have reached back. That stuck with me. Because when you go quiet, you see people's true intentions. Some folks only show up when you're talking. But when you stop, they vanish, and that tells you everything you needed to know. Let silence reveal what words never could. Silence also makes room for peace to move. When you stop filling every space with noise, you start hearing your own thoughts again. You start listening to what you need, and that's when you grow. That's when you get stronger. Because peace is loud when you've been living in chaos. And here's the beauty of it. The ones who truly care will respect your silence. They won't guilt you. They won't pressure you. They'll wait. They'll show you through action, not apology. The rest, let them go. Let the silence do the separation. So the next time you feel like speaking on what they already know, don't. Just pause. Let that quiet hang in the air, because your silence will echo louder than any message you could ever send. And trust me, they'll hear it loud and clear. Now let me talk to you about something that'll change your whole life if you let it, your glow up. I ain't just talking about getting a new outfit or hitting the gym, nah. I'm talking about that real glow up, the kind that happens when you stop waiting on people to validate you and start working on yourself. See, too many folks waste their shine sitting in the dark waiting for somebody to notice him. You sitting there scrolling, checking if they watch your story, wondering if they care, when the truth is, you could have been out there building a life so good they have no choice but to notice. Your glow up starts the moment you say, I'm done begging for attention. I'm going to give that energy back to me. When you stop chasing people and start chasing purpose, everything shifts. You walk different. You talk different. You move with peace instead of pressure. And let me tell you, there ain't nothing more attractive than somebody who's focused on their own lane. People feel that. You ever seen somebody walk in a room and they don't say a word, but everybody turns their head. That's that glow. It ain't makeup, it ain't money, it's confidence mixed with self-worth. You got to pour into yourself like you used to pour into other people. You were always the one checking up, always the one encouraging, always the one giving your best. And for what? Half the time, they ain't even appreciate it. But when you give that same love back to you, oh baby, that's when you become unstoppable. You start eating better, sleeping better, walking with purpose. You don't chase nothing anymore, because now you attract it. People start asking, what changed? And you just smile, because they'll never understand how good peace looks on you. Let me tell you something. When you glow up for real, you don't even got to post about it. Your energy speaks before your words do. Folks who once ignored you start watching again. The same ones who said you'd never do it, now they taking notes. That's the beauty of a glow up. It don't need announcement. It needs consistency. You stay down, you grind, you focus on being better than who you were yesterday, and before you know it, you're walking into rooms you used to dream about. Now, part of glowing up means letting go. You can't carry old people, old pain, and old habits into your new season. That baggage will dim your light. You ever seen somebody try to run while carrying a suitcase? They move slow, they stumble, they fall. You got to drop that weight. Whoever hurt you, forgive them, not for them, but for you. Whoever doubted you, thank them, because they gave you fuel. Then move forward, lighter, stronger, and clear about who you are. And don't mistake a glow up for revenge. You ain't doing this to prove nobody wrong. You're doing it to prove yourself right. You're showing yourself what happens when you finally put you first. You ain't got to clap back. You ain't got to explain nothing. Your success will do all the talking. Every no. You got every time they overlooked you, every door that closed, that was God redirecting you towards something better. And once you realize that, you stop taking rejection personal. You just keep glowing. Now listen, a real glow up ain't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's you learning to say no without guilt. It's you praying instead of complaining. It's you choosing peace over people who disturb it. That's the kind of growth that don't need applause. That's the kind that lasts. And when people see you living like that, that's when they start texting, calling, trying to slide back in like they never left. But you don't even need to respond because your glow already answered for you. See, when you focus on you, your goals, your mindset, your peace, life rewards you. The same people who thought you needed them will realize you never did. You were just too loyal to yourself to give up. And now, every step you take, every door that opens, every smile on your face, that's your glow talking. It says, I made it without you, I'm happy without you, and I'm better because I chose me. And now let's talk about standards. Lord, if people could just understand the power of having standards, half the drama in their life would disappear overnight. I'm telling you, the reason some of y'all stay frustrated, heartbroken, and confused is because you keep lowering the bar for folks who were never tall enough to reach it in the first place. You keep giving chances to people who should have been dismissed after the first red flag. But you don't want to seem too picky, right? Let me tell you something. Picky is exactly what you need to be when it comes to your peace. See, when you got standards, that means you know your worth. You ain't just taking what's available. You're waiting for what's right. But too many people out here acting like love is a clearance sale. You can't be negotiating your value just so somebody will stay. If they got to talk you out of your boundaries, they don't belong near your heart. Your standards are your protection, baby. That's how you keep peace in and nonsense out. I see it all the time. Good people get tired of being alone, so they start entertaining anybody who gives them attention. And next thing you know, you're dealing with somebody who can't even meet you halfway. You're doing all the calling, all the planning, all the loving, while they sitting back enjoying the ride. That ain't love, that's charity. Stop giving discounts to people who can't afford full price. If they can't meet you where you are, then they got to stay where they are. Don't lower yourself to make somebody else comfortable. The moment you lower your standards, you start teaching people how to mistreat you. You show them what you'll tolerate, and they'll keep pushing that limit till you got nothing left. But when you stand firm, when you say, nah, I don't accept that, people either rise up to meet you or fall away, and either one is a blessing. Because the ones who fall away, they were never yours. The ones who rise up, those are the ones who value you enough to grow. Now, here's the funny thing. When you first start raising your standards, people will call you difficult. They'll say you're expecting too much. But let me tell you something. They only say that because they can't meet them. The ones who are on your level, they'll appreciate it. They'll say, I like how you carry yourself. You don't let just anybody in your space. And that's exactly how it should be. When you respect yourself, the right people will respect you too. You got to stop thinking that being alone is worse than being mistreated. Loneliness ain't the enemy, settling is. Because when you settle, you trade your peace for company, and that's the most expensive trade you'll ever make. I'd rather eat by myself at a quiet table than sit at a feast full of fake smiles and empty hearts. You hear me? And don't confuse standards with arrogance. Standards don't mean you think you better than everybody. It means you finally realized you don't deserve less than what you give. You spent years pouring into people who couldn't even say thank you, loving people who didn't love you back right. So now when you say, I want consistency, honesty, and effort, that's not attitude, that's growth. That's maturity. That's wisdom earned from pain. The beautiful part about standards is that they filter your life for you. You ain't got to chase, you ain't got to beg. You just live by what you value and watch how the wrong ones drift away. The universe will start removing distractions on your behalf. You'll stop attracting confusion and start attracting clarity. Because see, when you stand on something, you stop falling for anything. So don't apologize for expecting more. Don't water yourself down so people can handle you easier. The right one will see your strength and say, that's exactly what I've been looking for. The wrong ones will call you too much. But that's only because they ain't enough. Keep your standards high, keep your heart guarded, and keep walking with your head up. Because when you finally stop settling, that's when the right one shows up. Not scared of your standards, inspired to meet